Welcome to the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Unfiltered laughs, honest conversations, and everything in between.
This is your backstage pass to the best moments from Ryder and Lisa.
On demand.
Powered by Always Plumbing and Heating.
Have you noticed there's a massive difference between your For You feed on social media and your following feed? When I'm on my following list, I see a lot of fun takes from local comedians, friends and family that I know celebrating milestones, joy, animals fighting. I follow a couple of those pages. Sports moments where somebody catches a ball and gives it to a kid. That's what I spent years cultivating. That's what I want to see on the internet. And then I flip over to the For You page. Why the tariffs will actually kill you dead. Or the economy will never recover. Here's why you're an idiot for not knowing that, stupid. God, you gotta remember to flip back to the following every once in a while. It's dire over there on the For You page. Quick question here. I think this could be fun. What is something that you feel you've done more of than maybe anyone else in the world? It could be something super specific, or it could be something bigger. Maybe you feel like you have driven on the Yellowhead more than anyone else in the world. We'll count it. I like that one. Because I feel like I've played some songs. I've listened to some songs in their entirety more than anyone else, just because of my job. I have listened to Sean Desmond more than Sean Desmond has. I really believe that. I did the math the other day, and I think I came up with that I have played some of his songs roughly 5,000 times. That is more Sean Desmond probably than anyone else in the world, you know? Would love to hear from you, something that you've done more than anyone else. Tony says, I've had 7 deer accidents with my 2014 GMC pickup. Super specific. We're going to count it. Do you think there's anybody out there with a 2014 GMC pickup that has had more run-ins with deer than Tony? I doubt it. That's a really good one. What is something that you feel like you've done more than anyone else? Ryan says, I guarantee I provided more humidity into the air in the winter due to my excessive sweating than anyone else. Gross. Thanks for that, Ryan. Helen says, I think I might have the world record for watching The Office start to finish 27 times. Now, I feel like you could get a little more specific and you might have that record, Helen. If you said on a 45-inch Panasonic TV, then you could have watched The Office more than anybody else on that TV. Or if you picked a fringe show, The Office, there are probably people that watch it 27 times through yearly. I don't want to take away from your commitment. That is excessive, but it's just one of the most popular shows in the world. Like if you watched MILF Manor 27 times in a row all the way through, I think you would be the undisputed champ of MILF Manor, you know? So maybe your next show that you start binge watching, pick a weird one, just so you can say that you and you alone have done that many times. MILF Manor, terrific show, by the way, if you want to use that one. Mitch says, I think I've had more bags of Aldrich chips while drinking a root beer than anyone else almost every night for the last 20 years or so. That's what I'm talking about. You got super specific. If you just would have said the chips, no. Root beer, I don't think so. Aldrich chips with the root beer? Ooh. What's up?
You're killing it by yourself.
Oh, thanks, man.
I want to call and just... What, sorry?
I said thanks, man.
You're welcome. Of course. It's weird without Lisa, but I hope she comes back on Mondays.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee she won't be missing any more days. She's rounding the corner. What's going on with you?
It's Friday. I'm actually kind of excited for the weekend.
Man, Rebecca Black was onto something.
Why?
Because she really liked Friday.
Uh-huh.
Don't you remember the song?
No.
It's Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Yes.
Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
partying.
Yes. I'm going to have to see that, to get that. What's the name of the song?
Friday.
Oh. Of course. That's obvious. Okay.
Hey, have a good weekend, man.
Play.
What? Why? The latest edition of Yo Celebrities. You know you don't have to tell us that, right? Is a pretty wild one from Rumor Willis, adult daughter of Bruce and Demi. We'll get into that in a minute. But this is a long-running thing. Meghan Trainor bragging about how her and her husband have side-by-side toilets so they can take dumps together. What are you doing telling people that? I mean, what are you doing that? The plumber must have been like, are you serious? Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell, them talking about their family. Quite often, just too much. We don't need to know that. You hide your kids' faces to protect their identity, but then you go on internationally renowned podcasts and talk about how your family farts so much that the smell of the bed was so rotten you got maggots. You don't have to tell people that. Jada Smith, pretty much everything she said. Will Smith, how he used to puke after finishing. Not a marathon. Pretty much everything in Anthony Kiedis' book. That is just too much information that nobody asked for. This is the latest. Rumor Willis, 36-year-old daughter of Demi Moore. And Bruce Willis, in an interview, said, yeah, I still sleep in my bed with my mom. That's weird. She also said her and her sisters still take baths together. You know who you should be telling this to? Not a journalist who works for a magazine. Tell it to your therapist. That's who. Came up with something that's a really good time if you're a little bit bored and you like to mess with people on the internet. Commenting on people's posts that have nothing to do with April Fools. Like they are being genuine. You know, maybe their family's growing and they're making an announcement about that. They've got a new job. They got a new car. Something that people are bragging about. Anyway, comment, haha, good one. April Fools. It'll really confuse them. They'll get mad. They'll try to prove to you that they're telling the truth and just don't let it go. It was really fun yesterday. My one buddy was talking about his new career path. And I said, haha, April Fool's, good one. And he's like, no, I'm serious. I was like, yeah, real funny, buddy. So he texts me a picture of his new business card. And then I responded to that with, nice Photoshop. So, yeah, it's a pretty good time. You should try it. Looking pretty good out there, isn't it? Look around. We did it. I mean, for the next foreseeable future, we're expecting daily highs of around 10 degrees with tons of sun in the forecast. And because of that, because that's what the forecast is telling me, it's time to play our song. We do this once annually when it finally feels like the weather outside is no longer crappy. Crank it up.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine is here and the weather's great. It's time for the cold to take a break. Spring's in the air, it's the time of year, and I gotta say, the weather's not crappy. Clap along if you went outside and you didn't have to scrape off your car. The weather's not crappy. Clap along if you unzipped your jacket and took the dang thing right off. The weather's not crappy. Clap along if you look right down and you saw some of the sidewalk. The weather's not crappy. Clap along if you bought some lemonade and you took all of your clothes off.
It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K Wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
We should check in with Lisa's AI replacement, Linda. How are you doing?
To be perfectly honest, Ryder, I'm getting a little bit tired. When is Lisa going to be back?
Monday, bro.
Is she actually sick or is she just sick? Of you?
Wow.
Anyway, all these early mornings catch up on a girl. Also, I'm not getting paid, so that doesn't help. Maybe Texter 107 will share their winnings with me.
I doubt that. But thank you for being honest and vulnerable. Claire, you're not going to share with Linda, are you?
I don't know. I have two boys here that are pretty desperate.
You might have to share with them instead. All right. Claire, you know how the game works?
Yeah.
It is a little different this week. With the AI replacement, I punched all these words into AI, and it spit out the first word that came to mind for each, okay? We'll see how much money you can win. I'm going to start the timer for you after I give you the first word. Are you ready to rip?
Yeah, ready.
The first word is gum.
Chew.
Fresh.
Breath.
Walk.
Run.
Quilt.
Blanket.
Axe.
Chop.
All right, well done. Let's go and see how Linda did with her answers. What is the first word that comes to mind when we say gum? You said chew. Linda says
Chew.
bingo, 25 bucks.
Yeah.
Next up, fresh. You said breath. Linda?
Flowers.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good one.
doesn't look like you're going to get the $1,000 bucks. Let's see how much you can get, though. First word that comes to mind when we say walk. You said run. Linda?
Run.
Hey, 50 bucks.
Woo!
First word that comes to mind with the word quilt. You said blanket. Linda?
Blanket.
All right.
Woo!
We're at 75 going for 100. Axe. You said chop. Linda?
Wood.
Oh,
I was gonna
wood.
say that.
75 bucks total. Thank
Great.
you for
Thank
playing.
you. Thanks so much.
Get it off your chest. It'll feel good. And then you can go into the weekend just a total free spirit. What do you have to get off your chest?
A lot of hair.
No, I didn't mean literally. Okay, though. Thank you. I mean, I appreciate you being vulnerable. What do you got?
A couple of years ago, I accidentally spilled like a 4-liter milk in my mom's car. And I tried cleaning it up. It didn't go really successfully. And now her car has reeked for like 2 years. And she still doesn't know why, and I've never told her.
Okay, thank you for sharing. That's a good one. I'm 44 and I'm afraid of the dark. Okay, thank you for that text. I talk to myself more than I talk to others. All right. This text from, we'll leave names out of this. I know it sounds really bad, but I really, really dislike my son's science teacher. Okay, thank you for sharing. What do you got?
I was the one who took a massive deuce in the work bathroom and flooded the whole upstairs. I'm not kidding. And I caused a lot of water damage, and they got really pissed off. And they're like, whoever did that should have used a plunger. And I was like, oh, my God. It was me, and nobody knows.
All right. Well, this is going well. It is National Walk to Work Day today. The one thing about walking that I've been confused by lately is that people will pretend it's a workout. They'll go to the gym and they'll walk. You didn't see this 20 years ago. If you were on a treadmill, you were running on it. Or like walking to cool down or warm up. But nope. See a lot of people now who just get on the treadmill and walk for like 20 minutes. Do you think that they lie when they're asked what they did at the gym today by their partner? And they're like, yeah, some weights. You know, I did some ground training. I don't know. I did some stuff with the squat rack. No, they were just walking. I do have to walk back on something I said. So a few minutes ago, it's National Walk to Work Day today, and I said something that's been confusing me about walking lately is how popular it is at the gym, that people will go and just walk and then they'll leave. I'm like, why didn't you just do that outside? You know, I also did say that I didn't think it should count as a workout, and a lot of people really offended on the text line, so I apologize. I just don't think if you can have a martini glass filled right to the brim and do your workout without spilling it, it should count as a workout. Name me any other workout you could do with a full martini glass. I don't know why you would have one of those at the gym. It's just what in my head I came up with. Can't swim with one. Can't run with one. Elliptical, not a chance. Yoga, don't think so. Lifting weights, you're spilling that martini. Walking on a treadmill, no problem. But to the people that I offended, I apologize, I guess. Millie Bobby Brown has shared that she carries a microchip scanner in her purse to assist if she ever comes across a stray animal. She uses it to check the microchips in lost dogs and cats, and then ensures they get the care they need and that they find their way home. That is a really smart idea. I like her vibe. Almost everything I hear about Millie Bobby Brown, I'm like, oh, cool. She sounds awesome. Wish there were more celebrities that I felt that way about. But yeah, the only thing I've really questioned from Millie Bobby Brown is marrying Bon Jovi's son. So now her legal name is Millie Bobby Brown Bon Jovi. That was a questionable decision. Have you heard of Tribal? It's a new-ish dating app where you don't see your match's pictures for 72 hours. And it hopes that it builds a connection first. You know, you can connect through communicating, and it leaves room for growth before there's judgment based on once you see their pictures. So it's pretty much Love is Blind without the mandatory engagement, which is the best part. But kind of sounds like a cool concept. I feel like if they do this, they should do one that's opposite as well, where you're not allowed to communicate. You can only send pictures. You know? You thought you were getting inappropriate pictures. Now, wait until that app comes out. Hey, I really like your pic, so you send just a picture of your thumbs up, and then probably next, guess what? Hello, podcast listeners. I just figured I'd jump in here and give you an update on Lisa. She does, in fact, still have the violent diarrhea that has kept her off the show for the week. Just can't do anything about it, apparently. I'm kidding. It was a cold, but a very bad one, which turned into a really sore throat, which I think turned into pink eye as well. So we're going to have to burn her bedroom after this. Literally light it on fire. Anyway, she is on the antibiotics now. I feel like I said that a little bit wrong. Antibiotics. Whatever. And I'm sure we'll be here next week. Thank you for sticking with me if you've been listening. I appreciate the camaraderie. Have a great weekend.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Thanks for being a part of the Ryder and Lisa community. If you liked hanging out with us, don't forget to subscribe and share the laughs with your friends.
Powered by Always Plumbing and Heating.